figures of speech in the comprehension part, and the two figures of speech that we are going to learn today are going to be simile and metaphor. Now let's get on to the video. Here's the definition of figures of speech. Let's once read it out. A figure of speech is a departure from the ordinary form of expression of ideas in order to produce greater effect. That means a figure of speech is a departure or a way or a form of the ordinary form. Like it's a ordinary way or like ordinary form of expression or of ideas to produce a greater meaning or a greater effect. Like when you use small words or ordinary form of words in normal to form an expression, you use different ideas, expressions in order to produce a greater or a bigger or a nicer effect or the result. So now let's see how are the figures of speech classified into their names. So guys, here's the figures of speech may be classified into: first one, those based on resemblance such as simile, metaphor, personification, etc. So the first one is based upon like the words or the figures of speech based on resemblance. So what they show or what they express, like shock or it's just kind of an expression that you give for some kind of situation or anything else. Then the second one is those based on contrast such as epigram, antithesis. So now we are going to talk about the figures of speech based on the contrast. The contrast means how it is contrasted with the other words. Like suppose this is one word, this is like, let's take A is first word, B is the second word. Now these two should have something in between to get these intact or get connected. So for them to connect, we need something in between here, and that thing over here is going to called contrast, because it's going to connect these two words over here, which are A and B. And these contrasts, examples we have as epigram and antithesis. Now we have more, and let's jump on to that. This is the third and the fourth figure of speech classification. So let's read it out. Those based on association such as metonymy and synecdoche. So these two are the examples because they are based on the association, or like kind of like association means togetherness, something like that. Then we have those depending on construction such as climax and anticlimax. Like these two, climax and anticlimax, are based upon the construction of them. So if they are not constructed properly, we cannot understand these what are these speeches or the figures of speech. We cannot understand what they actually are meaning. So here the construction is very, very, very important for us to understand these two. Not only these two, we have many more, but for like Now these are only the two examples. So back to the example. Uh, for us to understand these examples or these words, the construction has to be perfect. If not, we will not be able to understand it at all. So, when you are constructing or making a sentence with these two uh, expressions or figures of speech, you have to be very nicely aware of the construction of these two, which are anticlimax and climax. You must have heard this word climax in movies, or like when they see the like the twist of the movie is called the climax. It's something like twist, or like just a split change of the scene in the movie is called the climax. Or the very interesting and the most nice part in the movie is where the twist has come is going to be known as climax. You must have not heard this anticlimax word, but when we come to this construction, anticlimax and climax, I'll explain about anticlimax to you there. But now talking about climax, it is like a twist. And in the movie, if they say this is the climax scene, that the hero comes running and the heroine, the kidnapper, has taken her away. But when the hero comes and wants to save the girl, it's not the same heroine or the girl who the hero met. She's going to change. She's the complete other person. So that's going to be a climax of some movie. I just gave you an example. So that's an example, and there, if the construction is not proper, you like if the making or the scene making or the shooting scene is not good, anything is not perfect, you will not feel that, oh my god, this is not like a so big climax scene. Everybody was saying, oh my god, this climaxes like of this movie is great. But if the construction of the climax scene, even if the whole movie is not good, the climax is good, you will absolutely love the movie. But if the whole movie is nice, everything is good except the climax, you will like not even touch that movie ever again. So the construction of the climax part should be perfect, picture perfect, last clear for the people to understand it, or the perfection, shooting, moving of the camera, anything. The same way in English as well, the construction of the sentence which has a climax in it, or the climax sentence should be perfect, and you would love that sentence. Oh my god, I made this sentence, or I like created it, or something like that. You will be so proud of yourself once you do the construction of this climax sentence perfectly. So now let's move on to the similes. We're going to see about similes now. After that, we're going to see about metamorphs. Let's go. So guys, here we have about simile. So in a simile, comparison is made between two objects or two words or two people or objects of different kinds, which however have one point in common. That means a simile, in a simile, we make comparison between two completely different different kinds of sentences, or two different kinds of objects, people, etc., which however have one point, at least one point in common, or one point similar, one point same, some or common. So here we have also an example. Words are like leaves, and where they most abound, much fruit of sense beneath is rarely found. You must be thinking this is a kind of rhyming word or something like that, but it's not. It's a simile only. So here it says words are like leaves, like they are like leaves, and where they most abound, where they are most found, much of fruit, much fruit of sense beneath is rarely found. That means you are comparing both, like words and leaves. You are comparing these two, words and leaves, which are nowhere related. They are both of different kinds. Words are from English or like another language. Leaves are from trees. It's completely different. Like somewhere is here and somewhere is here. It's completely different. But we are comparing and saying that words are like leaves where they are most abound. Words are like leaves where they are most found. Then we have much fruit of sense beneath is rarely found. That means when we look deeper into it, there is much fruit of sense. There is a lot of fruit of sense, but it is rarely found. That means like it's least found. There is a lot, but found in very less. So now let's jump into the metaphor. So guys, this is our metaphors chapter, continuation of metaphors. So a metaphor is an implied simile, but it does not state that one thing is like another. It does not. Metaphor is an implied simile, kind of simile, little similar to simile, but it does not state, it does not tell us that one thing is like the another. In similes, as we already have seen, that we get two different kinds of words, and but at least one point in it is similar. But in here, it is an implied simile, a kind of simile, but it does not state, it does not tell us that how one thing is, both the things are different, but at least one point is in common between them. So, but it takes that for granted and proceeds as if the two things were same, or as if the two things were one. So it does not. It takes that thing for granted. Like if we, it takes it for granted, and now here I'll explain it to you with these example over here. So when we say he fought like a lion, we use a simile. We are comparing the boy with lion, who are completely different, but he's saying one point is similar in them. Lion fights a very nice fight, and here they are comparing the boy with the lion, how nicely or how courageously he fought the fight. Here in the second sentence, when we say he was lion in the fight, we use a metaphor. We are taking the sentence granted, like we are not comparing two things. He fought like a lion. We are not comparing the boy and the lion. We are just saying, or we are just stating that the boy was a lion. We are not saying they were too similar. He was like a lion. We are saying he was a lion. He fought. He was the lion of the fighter. Fought. We are when we make a simplified sentence of this sentence, he was the lion in the fight, because the same sentence, he fought like the lion. But when we see that direct sentence, which is he was a lion in the fight, we see that it is not getting compared. It is just like saying or taking that granted, the and proceeds. It goes forward as if the two things were same. That we are just taking that granted and going forward as if thinking the boy and the lion were the same. That's why we are here using he was the lion of the fight, or he was a lion in the fight. We use a metaphor. So guys, that's all for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I see nowadays that people are watching my videos but they are not subscribed. So you can see the video analytics over here. Yeah, so guys, please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and click on the notification button so you get the notifications whenever I drop a new video. So guys, I almost forgot about today's thought. And today's thought is push yourself forward, because nobody is going to do it for you. So see you in my next video. Bye.